Hello and welcome, everyone. All of us here at the Cooney Center and the XR Association, thank you very much for joining us here today. I'd like to invite you to please introduce yourselves in the chat. Let us know your name, where you are in the world, both geographically and professionally. Also, if you like, let us know why you chose to be here today. What are you curious about? My name is Michael Preston. I'm the Executive Director of the Joan Gans Cooney Center, which is named for the visionary creator of Sesame Street. We are a research and innovation lab focused on advancing children's learning and healthy development in the digital age. Our current priorities include helping public media better engage tweens and teens, designing for well-being as an outcome in digital spaces, and supporting innovators to leverage child-centered design practices. I thought I'd start off with a little history. Sesame Street first aired in 1969. Before its creation, Joan Gans Cooney was a documentary producer at Channel 13, the precursor to WNET, where she won an Emmy for her work on poverty. At that time, television sets were already in 95% of American homes, and TV had already been declared a vast wasteland. She and her co-founder, Lloyd Morissette, who was then vice president at the Carnegie Corporation of New York, became interested in television's powerful effects on young children and also in its untapped potential. Could television actually be used to teach children? I think all of us here already know the answer to that question. Fast forward to today, 53 years later. In many ways, we are asking the same question. What is the potential of emerging media to reach and teach? Virtual reality, in the sense of the computer-connected, head-mounted display that we all think of, has existed for just about as long as Sesame Street, but it has not yet seen the same scaled adoption, even though we can recognize its potential for transforming human experience in all kinds of ways. We are interested in education not only as a space for developing fundamental skills, the proverbial reading, writing, and arithmetic, but also for visions of the future we want our kids to have. We want them to be inspired, empowered to create, and to be able to grow smarter, stronger, and kinder in a complicated world. To that end, we have partnered with our colleagues at the XR Association to present an exciting forum focused on an important topic, the potential for immersive media to engage students and make a positive impact on their learning, particularly in high school settings. So now I'm going to pause and pass the mic to our friend and colleague, Stephanie Montgomery, our partner in crime at the XR Association, where she serves as Vice President of Research and Best Practices. Stephanie?
Thanks, Michael. Welcome, everyone. I'm Stephanie Montgomery, and as Michael said, Vice President of Research and Best Practices here at XRA. I come from a strong background in the ITC industry in technical standards development, which serves XRA well, as one of our many core goals is to develop scientific research, provide industry input into technical safety standards, and build out guidance documents for the responsible development of XR technology. We also have a strong government relations program and seek to continually educate people about the advances in XR. The XR Association was founded by manufacturers to support the responsible development of augmented, virtual, and mixed reality technology. And just to clarify, because I know not everybody understands XR, we use that term as the umbrella term to encompass the far-reaching technologies that exist for augmented, virtual, mixed reality, and whatever reality might be coming in the future. Today, we're seeing XR being adopted across every industry, from healthcare to manufacturing, even into outer space. There are VR and AR headsets on the International Space Station. Like with tablets and smartphones, our industry can see a time when immersive and augmented reality tools will be used by everyone. And as Michael mentioned, kids and adults have been using this tech for fun and entertainment for years. We're seeing virtual reality being used to onboard new employees, train retail sales teams, provide safety training for airline employees, and also in physical therapy and empathy training. We know that augmented reality is being used in manufacturing and in agriculture. And with more and more industries seeing the benefits of these technologies, it behooves us to get the next generation engaged early to understand technology and what it has to offer. While it's been around for a while, in the past 3 years, we've really seen a shift and leap in the adoption and advancement and discussion of XR technology in the mainstream. And that's why we thought now was a good time to bring us all together, share our mutual experiences, learnings, and challenges in the classroom. It was evident to our members and to you in the education industry that these technologies would be beneficial in a traditional education setting, supporting all kinds of positive outcomes, from the deeper understanding of educational concepts to wellness and empathy. Some of you today attending have seen firsthand the impact of XR and how students engage, and already know how important it is to expose students to this technology. The more we create spaces where the younger generation can try new things, the more diverse and creative we can be as a people. During today's forum, we hope to learn and share information that will help to bring this technology into classrooms across the country and eventually around the world. Our goal is to support access to the technology, learn what is needed to design experiences and applications that will be usable by educators and administrators, and to identify challenges and hurdles which need to be addressed. And coming out of this session, XRA will be working with our membership and other resources to write a guide for software developers focused on the needs of education and what developers should consider when designing experience for this industry, just as we've done with our other developers guides around health and safety and accessibility. So that's us in a nutshell. Michael, let me hand it back to you to get us started.
Excellent. Thank you so much for putting us into that context, Stephanie. And we're thrilled to be working with you. For those in the audience, if you're just joining us now, please introduce yourself in the chat. Let us know your name, where you are in the world, and what you're interested in learning about here today. So one question that you all may be asking is why the focus on high school? I can offer a few reasons. The first is child development. VR headsets are primarily recommended for ages 13 and up for various developmental and privacy reasons with which you're all already likely familiar, so we probably won't talk about that too much today, although we know there's very interesting research happening for younger kids. The second reason is reach. In the US alone, about 15 million students attend high school, and despite the diversity of the nearly 14,000 school districts in this country, the way kids are taught today is more similar than different, and an opportunity for scaled adoption. A market of this scale means investment in new innovations, which can be technological, but to us also include new content, as well as pedagogical and assessment practices that can fundamentally affect how students experience learning. A third reason is equity. VR headsets remain relatively expensive and a nice to have for many families. Although immersive experiences can be had across a range of everyday devices, which goes a long way toward achieving scale, we are also envisioning the more advanced applications of VR and AR, where deployments in schools can offer experiences that kids might not otherwise have at home. Schools are also highly attuned to learner variability and have a robust system for ensuring that they meet kids where they are. In other words, the broader context of the whole child. So those are just a few reasons for our focus here today on high school formal learning settings. So I want to acknowledge that we've planned a marathon schedule for you all. We're all in it together. But I can promise you an exciting agenda and a star-studded cast of innovator educators. And that's really one category, not two. We plan to address the issues I've already mentioned and many more. And by the end of this afternoon, I hope you feel energized, inspired, and eager to bring new ideas back to your own work. I'll conclude by saying that we're all here to learn together. We plan to capture everything that's spoken today and to create a synthesis that can serve as a resource and a call to action for the field.